This is Kingdom View of Relationship and Marriage series. Now, the first point here is no matter who have given your wife a compliment, if you, as the husband, have not given yours, then she can't be satisfied. This same thing is applicable to the man too. Imagine the man dresses and people are like, wow, you look good, sir. You look good, sir. That compliment is good, but it's not enough. The wife have to compliment. Are you there? You must understand this. When you know this, you will know that you are not the same with others. Your statement to your partner carries more weight than when others say it. If you look at your partner and you say, I love you, if she goes out and maybe her father says, I love you, both of you have said the same thing, but your own, I love you, that one will enter very well. She has a vacuum in her heart that only your kind words can fill. So show love. That's the same thing that happens to the man. The man also have a vacuum in his heart that only the kind word of his wife can fill. That's why we need to show love and encouragement to one another. Another point is never wish to marry anybody. Don't be tired of being a single. How I wish I married this person. How I no. Don't start wishing. Yes, wishing may be very dangerous. So never wish to marry anybody. Don't be tired of being a single. You are wonderfully and fearfully made by God. Those who live their lives anyhow ends up marrying just anybody. Don't be aimless. Learn a proper dress code. That's another point. Learn a proper dress code. Don't start looking like a Christian masquerade. Your dressing really matters. The females should also learn how to be a female. Let your feminine nature reflect. Don't be too mannish. That means you are a female and you are looking like a man. That's ridiculous. A man is not designed to marry a man. Male is to female as man is to man. Can you see that? So if you are a female, let your feminine features show. Be a female. Don't try to alter your figure. Are you there? Another point is your husband is not an idol. Neither is he a god that needs some funny ingredients in a calabash to be pleased. Your food should not look like things sacrificed to idols. Give them delicacies and not funny looking sacrificial. When you cook for your husband, cook delicacies and not this this funny looking sacrificially manufactured meal. You cook, you want to cook, you cook egg, you put oil on it, now put it in one plastic plate. Is your husband is your husband an ancestor? Is your husband a deity? Cook delicacies and present it well. Let your food make your husband always speak in an heavenly language. Be different for honor. Are you getting that? So it's not enough to say, I know how to cook. No. How you present what you cook also matters. Very important. As a single, don't hide yourself. Don't just pray without actions. Esther was not hiding herself. She came out to be seen. This does not mean you start flirting around. It only gives you an opportunity to be approached. If you make yourself visible, then you are only preparing yourself, for the partner God has ordained for you. Imagine you are praying for God's will in marriage as a sister and you are not visible. You are always hiding yourself, locking up yourself in the room. And you are sure you are praying for a human being? No, except you are praying for spirit. It's only spirit that can enter without knocking. So if you are praying for marriage, also make yourself visible. Go for programs. Go for seminars. Go out and build values. It's as you go out that the Lord will answer your prayers. You just meet with someone and that will be an answer to your prayer. Don't pray and still frustrate your prayers ignorantly. Are you there? If you refuse to make yourself visible by making yourself invisible, then you are only preparing yourself for spirits and not humans. And I told you, spirits don't marry. So you need wisdom. Another point here is the best way to love marriage is to, the best way to love in marriage is to love your spouse. Don't just love the concept of marriage and start disregarding the content. Some people they love marriage, they love the concept of marriage, but they don't like the content of marriage. There's a difference between the concept of marriage and the content of marriage. The concept, the concept of marriage is the view of marriage. Are you there? Is the world view of marriage, but the content of marriage is the realities in marriage. So if you love the concept of marriage, you need to like the what you will also need to love the content of marriage, which are the realities of marriage. That's why you see a man, a brother praying to get married after married, after marriage. Now you now see such brother running away from responsibilities. We need to buy this. I've actually added mine, but we need more money. Then you see the brother dodging, pretending as if he doesn't hear. Such people are not, they don't love the realities of marriage. They only love the concept, but not the content. Don't be carried away by the fact that you will be two. You must prepare to live together as one, even when you are two different creations. Another point here is don't spoil a man. What makes, what will make him marry you is that you are different from the average ladies he has met. Don't try to spoil him. Oh, you need this. You want to spoil the man so that he can marry you, or so that he can love you. So you begin to buy things, begin to do eye service. No, you don't need that. Don't just jump into his car because it says come in. Don't take his card because he's popular. Be different. Even Esther never misbehaved before the king. Don't let their position push you to go against yourself. Be yourself, no matter the position of the person coming to you. Be yourself. Don't try to, don't try to go out of your limit just because you want to prove something to someone. Another point here is most men want it fast. And most men want it fast. And because they want it fast, they end up living it fast. So don't rush. You don't need to become a housewife before marriage. Are you there? So most men, they want it fast. But the fact that they want it fast does not mean you should also give them fast. Don't become a housewife before marriage. Some people, they have already made themselves a housewife, and yet they are not married. So they are cooking for him, washing his clothes, going to the market, preparing the house, even having sex before marriage. You have already become a wife before marriage. If you ever become a wife before marriage, it means you lack wisdom. You lack wisdom. Every man wants to be challenged. If he says, "Can we?" and you immediately says, "Yes, we can," then you have allowed yourself to be ridiculed. He won't stay with you because you couldn't challenge him. He would rather go after a decent girl who is not easily carried away by flatteries. He said, "Can we?" And immediately you already said, "Yes, we can." You are acting cheap. Don't be cheap. Carry yourself with honor. When you carry yourself with honor, men will honor you. Another point here is don't agree to marry anyone who is not ready to know your parents. If they don't care about your people, they are only acting. Don't make them feel like you are not under any authority. Let your parents be aware. Somebody says, I love you, I will marry you, and you say, okay, let's go and meet with my parents. He says, no, not now. I'm not ready. Just know, if they are not ready to meet your parents, then they are not ready to marry you. Just take note of that. Don't let what they are saying to you deceive you. If they are not ready to meet your parents, they are not also ready to marry you. Don't start any relationship by telling your partner how bad your parent was or how bad your parents are, because by doing this, you are giving them a weapon to harm you tomorrow. Honor your parents and stop trying to make them look horrible. Some of us, we make the mistake of always making our parents look bad before our partner. You see my daddy, eh? Oh, the man is so useless. My mom, car. She will leave her children and just trek around. Then that one too will say, The more you speak bad of your parents, the more you are sucking out rest from your marriage, because you have spoken bad of your parents. The day they will attack you, they will do it very hard, because they know that you will have nowhere to run to. And because you have spoken bad of your parents, they will not even honor them. So if you now go to your parents and you say, well, my daddy wants to see you, he won't come, and she won't come. Why? Because you have already made them lose value before them. Can you see that? So honor your father and your mother. That statement in the scripture is still standing. Another point is, marriage is supposed to be a place of surprise, but indecency makes it look like there is nothing new or special about it. Why should why should your partner see your underwears before marriage? Why sex before marriage? Why all this romance and kissing before marriage? If all this is what you do as friends, then you may not find anything interesting in marriage. There are certain packages that are peculiar to marriage alone, that are exclusive to marriage. An example of it is sex. There are other packages, but sex is one of it. So if you are not married and you're having sex with people, it means that there is something you are missing. Because if all the surprise pack for marriage has been opened before marriage, then please, how will marriage look? No wonder some people got married and nothing looks new to them, because already before the marriage they have been doing the normal thing. Please, your case should be different. Your case should be different. Another point is, the fastest means to lose a man is to show him that you are desperate about having him. Don't give him too much of you before marriage. When you show a man that you are desperate about having him, you will end up losing him. So don't give your partner too much of you before marriage. You have to take note of that. You should not have too much of you before marriage. Otherwise, there will be issues. Virtue is stronger than beauty. Virtue is stronger than beauty. Beauty can help you get people's attention, but without virtue, you won't sustain what you have attracted. That is why we see that even beautiful ladies and handsome men are being neglected in a marital relationship. So it's not about beauty. Beauty can help you to attract people, but your virtues will keep those people you have attracted. Another point is, don't make yourself too available to everyone before marriage. Don't make them feel you don't have anything valuable to do with your time. Come and see me, okay. See me, okay. Don't you have something valuable you are doing with your time? Don't be too available. Don't be too available. When you are too available, people begin to feel that you don't have anything valuable to do with your time. They won't even value you because you are too available. So you need to carry yourself with honor and pride. How to start, how you start the relationship really matters. Who spoke first? Who initiated who initiated it first? Who ordered first? Now, don't give any man an impression that you are the one chasing him. When he registers it that he chased you, when he knows that he chased you before you eventually agreed after several tests, then he won't forget, because that will create a memory in him. So for every man, the initial stage makes the most lasting impression. Are you there? So don't give any man an impression that you are the one chasing him. If that registers in his mind that, oh, it's this guy that's chasing me, he may not value you. Even if he ends up marrying you, he may not value you. Are you there? Put yourself in your rightful place, and you'll see that right men, right partners will find you. They don't love you if they can't make any commitment for you. They don't love you if they can't make any commitment for you. One of the proof of love is commitment. You are committed to who you love. Are you there? Your commitment is towards the person you love. The best way to undo a broken heart is to get into a godly relationship. Are you there? It doesn't mean you have to it doesn't mean you have to just jump into any relationship. But never spend your time weeping on something that won't work. So if you have found yourself in a relationship before and it didn't work and you got heartbroken, don't stay there. What God will do to heal that your wound may be another relationship you will enter into. But this time, God will now help you to find a godly person who will now, wipe your tears and, give you the rest that you have always admired. Not everyone is a betrayer. Start loving if you really want to overcome depression. The cure to depression is to love. So not everyone is a betrayer. For the fact that the first person betrayed you does not mean every other person will betray you. No, that's not true. When those who betrays your love for them sees that you are looking good and happy, they will definitely feel sorry for their actions. Don't make your enemies, don't make your betrayer feel like they have finished you. No, that's wrong. Be glad in the Lord, just like the hymn we used to sing. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice. Needy women who choke men with their love lose them, while the independent women are men's favorite. Needy women they choke men with their love. So they say, I love you, I love you. They are trying to choke you with their love, and yet they are needy. They ask you for this, ask you for that, ask you. Meanwhile, you are not even married. It's just relationship. In that relationship, you buy this, you buy that. You are responsible for this. Even the hairdo, you will be the one to pay. You are not even you'll be the one to pay. You have been the one paying. It has become your regular habit. Most of these things are not really necessary. What if you are not in a relationship? Won't you do your hair? So there are some things that are not necessary that we just do. And by the time that person now ends the relationship, you begin to feel sad. Why won't they end it? Because even the load you have placed on that person is a heavy load. So we have to be careful. Don't choke people. Give them space. It's a relationship. You have not even entered into marriage. So there are still some boundaries. There are boundaries that you need to set. As a lady, be independent. When you are not married, be independent. Don't depend on okay, what he will send to me. No. That's why the Bible encourages that whatsoever thing our hand finds to do, we should do it well. Ensure that you are doing something valuable and don't force yourself on others. The Lord helps us in Jesus' name.